Hello friends, this happened yesterday. Opinion article: Global Internet downfall. Is the famous blackout announced? No videos were seen for an hour. The case of the mass failure is unknown. Zimbaue tries to take off with its new gold. Pennsylvania court rules in favor of president. Attorney General calls an emergency meeting. Security agency denies evidence of cheating. The president of the Election Commission says otherwise. 1 million people to demonstrate on Saturday. The president's revenge could be the declassification of patents. Let's start. Thousands of YouTube users from various countries around the world experience problems when watching videos on the platform, according to data from the Down Detector portal. The problems were mostly reported from the Americas and Europe. 94% of users reported problems when uploading videos, while a minority had problems accessing the website and uploading content. Several people went on Twitter to express their frustration and showed images of their screens. Both videos and ads were not uploaded. The case was the same on computers and mobile devices. Internet users in Asia and Australia also experienced complications with the operation of Google's video platform. At the moment, the cause of the massive failure is unknown, although there is speculation of a military deep web cleanup. Our team is aware of the problems with the platform and is working on a solution, the company said in a statement. Some users commented that the YouTube service is back to normal. 10 days of darkness. Don Carlos de Marbella said that the 10 days of darkness began on Tuesday, the day of the elections, on the 3rd of November, and end today, Friday, the 13th of November, while others said that according to the statutes established by the Constitution, the 10 days of darkness where the president couldn't act began on the 4th of November and would end on Saturday, the 14th of November. As always, there are opinions to suit all tastes. However, the Constitution states that the president cannot do anything for 10 days after the election, and the president has regressed during the 10 days following the election from Tuesday 3rd November to Friday 13th November as stated. Zimbaue. Zimbabwe has put gold in its sights. As is well known, Zimbabwe gold is a key factor in the much talked about financial restart. Following the start of the health crisis, gold prices have shot up considerably. This positive dynamic has attracted the attention of Zimbabwe, which is seen to invest in gold to improve its difficult economic situation. However, in order to achieve this goal, it needs to solve a number of very important problems. Gold prices have risen over 30% since the beginning of 2020 in August, past the record mark of $2,000 per ounce. Due to the expansion of the health crisis, this precious metal became a safe haven for investors against the volatility caused by the bug in the markets. According to the local media, this landlocked African country has immense reserves of gold, chrome, diamonds, platinum, and 40 other minerals, rare earths, all of which are important for industry. In view of the positive dynamic of prices, the Zimbabwe government is now weighing options in which it plans to grant investors licenses authorizing trade in this precious metal. The Deputy Minister, Polite Kambamur, reported the Bloomberg agency. By 2023, the central government plans to raise 12 billion from its mining industry, mainly through gold mining. By then, the yellow metal is expected to generate an estimated 4 billion in annual revenues, followed by platinum with 3 billion. In fact, at the end of September, the African Export-Import Bank completed the due diligence process that would enable it to proceed with a program that envisages investing some 500 million in platinum exploration at the Darwindale mine. The company Great Dyke Investments, which belonged to the Russian B Holding, and a group of investors from Zimbaue, is the one that has already studied several works in this mine. Emergency meeting. Attorney General William Barr has called an emergency meeting with the President. Although its contents are secret, he is supposed to have the evidence to prove numerous elections anomalies, and there may be more to talk about. According to the tweets sent by the President, the combination of the software dominion with the Hammer network and the scorecard application changed 2.7 million votes nationwide and 221,000 votes in Pennsylvania. William Barr ordered all the state attorneys general to conduct throughout investigation into the existence of election irregularity throughout the country. Republican lawyers took the Democrats' cases to the Supreme Court on Tuesday, November 10th. According to Pentagon sources, the president won overwhelmingly with 80% of the legal vote and may get 300 electoral votes. Vote recount. On November 3rd, the quantum voting computer was running alongside voting machines across the country, casting illegal votes and counting those with the official watermark. On Wednesday, November 11, whistleblowers from the voting software company Dominion came forward to claim that their software was programmed and changed 38 million votes. The quantum voting system was used in conjunction with the previous system. The smart paper that was used for the legitimate ballots claimed for home security and one supplier, but it was printed in different states. The paper itself has a quantum watermark, which is a digital signature that has a serial number that can be tracked from a satellite. The quantum computer, which operated at 1 billion frames per second, counted the legitimate votes and cast the false votes. The Supreme Court may consider statistical evidence of deception and may order a new election. Most computers used to vote in the United States have a built-in mechanism that allows votes to be weighted in favor of a candidate. If someone tells a computer to mess with the election result, the computer's processes will inevitably create unnatural data traces that would prove human intervention in the vote count, and that is what could have happened in 3 counties in Michigan. President's reaction. The President has requested that individual letters be mailed to him requiring a complete audit of the ballots in all 50 states for submission to the Supreme Court. In addition, a 1 million person rally in support of the President is scheduled for Washington, D.C. tomorrow, Saturday, November 14th. The most influential Republicans in Washington maintained their firm support for the president and his accusations of electoral fraud on Thursday, but some Republican leaders in other parts of the country distanced themselves from the president. The president said he won the presidential election with 71 million legal votes, shortly after several media outlets gave their rival victory. There is speculation that the president's revenge in the event of losing could be the declassification of zero-point energy and of off-world vehicles not manufactured on this earth. Following Nesara's announcement, a new election would have to be held within 120 days. In the meantime, the US would move from maritime law to common law and back to the principles of the original Constitution. President could launch a digital media to confront Fox News. Information is emerging amidst the deterioration of relations between the conservative channel and the current president. The president is planning to launch his own digital media that would compete directly with Fox News to undermine it, according to a source quoted by Axios. He is undoubtedly planning to ring Fox, said the source, which is supposedly familiar with the president's intentions. There has been much speculation about the intention to launch a cable channel, but such a project would be costly and take time. Therefore, Trump is considering a streaming channel that would be cheaper and faster to set up. Conflicting views. National Security Agency says there is no evidence of fraud. The Department of Homeland Security called the recent presidential election the most secure in the history of the U.S. country, contradicting the president's claim of voting anomalies. The president of the Federal Election Commission has said the opposite. The president of the Federal Election Commission, Traynor, declared the elections illegitimate. There is a fraud, Traynor insisted. Our entire political system is based on transparency to avoid the appearance of corruption. State law allows these observers to be there. If the law is not followed, then this election is illegitimate. The president's campaign held a press conference on Saturday to make its own announcement, declaring that they would go to war over this in court. Traynor is behind them all the way. What the White House team is saying is that these are very valid allegations and should be fully examined by the judicial system. Bail threat to General Milley's chairman. General Mark Milley, another general and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, fired a warning shot at the president during a speech on Wednesday. We are unique among the military. We do not swear to a king or queen, or tyrant or a dictator. We do not swear an oath to any individual. No, we do not swear an oath to any country, tribe or religion. We take an oath to the Constitution, and every soldier who is represented in this museum, every sailor, airman, marine, coast guard, every one of us will protect and defend that document, no matter what the personal cost. Milley said during remarks at the opening of the U.S. Army Museum. Pennsylvania court rules in favor of president. Votes that sent in their ballots by mail and did not present proof of identity until November 9th will be discarded, according to a court ruling. A Pennsylvania judge has rallied in favor of the incumbent president campaign, rallying that Secretary of State Kathy Boockbar did not have the right to change the deadline, allowing mail-in voters to submit their proofs of identity later. According to the rallying, the votes of those who did not identify themselves until 9th November, the initial date, shouldn't be counted. Boockbar extended the deadline to November 12, and the president's campaign filed a lawsuit challenging the legitimacy of that decision. It was ruled that the Secretary of State did not have the power to change the date unilaterally. Pennsylvania officials estimate that there are about 10,000 votes at stake. This is not the only legal process that the Republican campaign brought to Pennsylvania. Another hearing is scheduled for November 13th to determine where thousands of ballots were actually counted despite not having the required information. Pennsylvania was a disaster. Tens of thousands of ballots were returned from Pennsylvania before they were sent. Tens of thousands of absentee ballots in Pennsylvania were mailed out after the ballots were already returned. It doesn't make sense. More than 20,000 absentee ballots in Pennsylvania have impossible return dates, and more than 80,000 have return dates that raise questions, according to a researcher's analysis of the state voter database. The case of Georgia. Georgia announces a hand recount of votes. The state of Georgia announces on Wednesday that it will conduct a hand recount of all votes cast in the last week's presidential election due to the close lead between the two candidates. Several dead vote in Georgia. The president's campaign on Wednesday provided examples of dead people registering to vote in Georgia, a swing state where the Democratic presidential candidate currently leads by a narrow margin. Over the past week, Trump and his campaign have said there was election fraud and irregularities that favored his rival in the major swing states. Both counting computers in one Michigan county were connected to the internet. The voting machines used in Wayne County, Michigan, appeared to be connected to the internet, according to an affidavit signed by a poll watcher. At approximately 11 p.m. on November 3rd, Patrick Colbeck observed an icon identifying an active internet connection on the screen of the computers used to tabulate and adjudicate ballots. Other examples. For example, in Los Angeles County alone, 2.5 million votes were missing on November 5th. Where are they? In the landfills? According to Peter Schwab, more than 10,000 people confirmed dead or presumed dead mailed their ballots to vote in Michigan, according to an analysis of the state's election data. On the other hand, the Democratic leadership in Arizona is down to 12,828 after the last voter registration was in favor of the president. Approximately 4,000 to 5,000 ballots remain to be counted in Arizona. Former Nevada Attorney General Adam Laxalt appeared on Fox News with host Shannon Brim, where he spoke about how the signatures of literally hundreds of the thousands of votes were not properly verified. It's important to understand First and foremost, how insecure this system is. We have over 600,000 mail ballots that have been counted. Those are official votes in our system. We also know that we have dirty lists, ballots that have been mailed to people who have died, people who have moved out of state, and people who received a dozen ballots at home, etc. Milwaukee is trying to cover its tracks after initially reporting that 7 districts had more votes than the registered voters. In Wisconsin, on election night, the president was winning early in the morning. However, when they woke up the next day, their opponent had taken the lead after a 100,000 votes discharge appeared overnight. That's all for today, and thanks a lot for listening. Thank you.